that we are moving into is related to testosterone deficiency and the safety of replacement therapy. Hypogonadism is a condition caused by deficiency of male sex hormone testosterone. Testosterone treatment increases the risk of cardiovascular events such as arrhythmia, heart attack, stroke in a short to medium terms. Testosterone replacement therapy is a standard treatment for hypogonadism, which can cause sexual dysfunction, weakening of bones and muscles, and reduce the quality of life. Next article is how the president is elected. Under Article 62, Class 1 of the Constitution, election to fill a vacancy caused by expiration of the term of office of President shall be completed before the expiration of the term. What is the election process? The President is elected by an electoral college consisting of MP of both the houses of the Parliament and MLAs of the states and Delhi and Puducherry. Nominated members of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and assemblies and members of state legislative councils are not part of electoral college. The votes are weighted, their value determined by the population of each state as per the census 1971. The value of each of MLA's vote varies from the high of 208 in Uttar Pradesh to a low of 7 in Sikkim. The process demands that 776 MPs, 543 in Lok Sabha and 233 in Rajya Sabha should be contribute the same total of votes as MLA. Next article is related to radio burst, fast radio burst. What it is? Fast radio bursts are bright flashes of light that appears for few milliseconds and then vanish. FRB, it emits frequent repeating bursts of radio waves, and between bursts it constantly emits weaker radio waves. Only one FRB has been previously observed to behave this way, called FRB 121102, that was discovered in 2012. Next article is what a new corvettes will add to Navy capability means. Next generation corvettes for the Navy at an approximate cost of 36,000 crore. Corvette is a smallest class of naval ship. These are highly agile ship and categorized as missile boats, anti-submarine ships, coastal patrol craft and fast attack naval vessel. The word corvette has French and Dutch roots. Indian Navy at present has Camarto class corvettes, also known as Project 28. The 4 Camarto class corvettes with the Navy are INS Comarta, INS Cadmat, INS Kiltan, INS Kavaratti. Camarto class corvettes already in service also have high indigenous content. Their equipments include Shigari sensor and processing system and bomber and electronic warfare suits named Ajanta, all manufactured by Bharat Electronic Limited. These vessels also have the Sanket electronic warfare system and Kavach decoy launcher. Next article is why bond yielding are rising and what it means for markets and investors. Above 7% until RBI's hiking rate of rein in inflation, which is expected to remain above 7% until at least September. Bond yields have risen to higher levels in 3 years. Bond yields have been rising across the world amid higher inflation. Plans for policy normalization. Seeing the writings on the wall, buyers of the government bonds have been demanding higher yield. The rise in yields means investors expect higher interest rates and are selling their bonds because higher rates would result in decline in bond price of existing bonds. When yields rise, the bond price fall. Net asset value of the debt fund, which holds a sizable chunk of government securities in their portfolios, will also decline. It will also impact the corporate bonds, which are priced higher than government bonds. Next article is related to online offences. Government proposal for section 66A, like steps, finds no UN takers. India's proposal before UN ad hoc committee to adopt a measure similar to controversial Section 66A of IT Act 2000 for introducing domestic legislation in member countries to categorize offensive messages through communication devices like social media as offenses, and has so far failed to garner support of any nation. India delegation has essentially suggested that all member nations of the committee introduce offences in their respective domestic legislation for sending offensive messages through a computer resources or social media platforms. In a landmark judgment in 2015, Supreme Court said struck down section 66A of the IT Act, calling it unconstitutional for being violation of Article 19 Class 1 Class 1A, not saved under Article 19 Class 2 of the Indian Constitution. Article 19 Class 1A gives people the right to speech and expression, whereas Article 19(2) accords the state the power to impose reasonable restrictions on exercise of this right. The provision was criticized for being misused by law enforcement agencies over the vagueness of what was set up by terms of UN General Assembly resolution approved in May 2021. The ad hoc committee is supposed to submit a draft convention on countering cybercrime to General Assembly's 78th session in 2023-2024. If passed, it will then be legally binding on all member nations of the committee. Considered to be offensive, However, despite the ruling, a number of instances have surfaced since where various state police departments have booked people under the now defunct provision. El Salvador said that its domestic rules only apply to offensive messages which can pose a risk to children, while Nigeria said it only has civil remedies for such an offense, not criminal ones. That's all. If you like the video, please do share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.